Andy Warhol is a figure who transcended art, leaving an indelible mark on 20th century culture through his revolutionary contributions to pop art. He defied convention and blended art with celebrity culture, advertising, and everyday items, forever altering how art is perceived. Here are 12 fascinating facts you may not know about this iconic artist. 1. Excluded from his high school art club for being too talented. Andy Warhol's talent was evident from an early age, but not everyone saw it as a positive. When he attended Shanley High School in Pittsburgh, his exceptional abilities actually led to his exclusion from the school's art club. Rather than being nurtured, Warhol's skills intimidated the other students, and teachers deemed his presence a hindrance to their progress. This exclusion could have been a setback for someone less determined, but for Warhol, it was a small bump on the road to becoming one of the most famous artists in the world. 2. He adopted his iconic silver hair in his 20s. One of the most striking visual elements of Andy Warhol's persona was his silver gray hair. Surprisingly, he adopted this distinctive look while still in his 20s. Warhol dyed his hair gray because he wanted to draw attention, playing on the contrast between youthful features and hair color traditionally associated with old age. Over time, the silver hue became more pronounced, and it turned into one of his defining trademarks, helping cement his image in the public's mind. 3. Underwent cosmetic surgery at age 29. Warhol was intensely concerned with appearances, not just in his art but in his personal life. At the age of 29, Warhol underwent cosmetic surgery to reshape his nose, a feature he had long been unhappy with. The surgery, which contoured his nose for a sharper profile, contributed to the distinctive look he carried throughout the rest of his career. This obsession with aesthetics and visual identity was mirrored in his art, which often explored the superficiality of fame and beauty. 4. Pioneered video art and created 4,000 videotapes. Andy Warhol was not just a painter, he was a multidisciplinary artist who embraced new forms of media. He was among the first artists to experiment with video art, and over the course of his life, he created over 4,000 videotapes. These tapes include everything from video diaries and experimental films to music videos and even television shows. His museum in Pittsburgh now houses many of these works, including over 350 preserved films, such as Empire, The Chelsea Girls, and countless screen tests. 5. His most expensive painting sold for $105 million. Warhol's works remain among the most valuable on the art market. While his Campbell Soup cans and Maryland diptyque are his most iconic works, the most expensive Warhol painting ever sold is Silver Car Crash Double Disaster, which fetched an astounding $105.4 million at a Sotheby's auction in 2013. This piece, part of Warhol's Death and Disaster series, portrays a twisted car wreck and showcases the artist's ability to delve into darker, more morbid themes alongside his brighter pop art works. 6. His first solo show featured the Campbell Soup cans. It's hard to think of Warhol without picturing his Campbell Soup cans, one of the most recognizable works in the history of modern art. Warhol debuted this legendary piece during his first solo show in 1962 in Los Angeles. Featuring 32 canvases, each depicting a different variety of Campbell's soup, the work was a statement on consumerism, mass production, and everyday objects. Today, the original Campbell's Soup cans are part of the permanent collection at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. 7. He had many ventures beyond pop art. Though Warhol is primarily associated with pop art, he had numerous interests and business ventures outside of painting. He founded Interview magazine, a publication focused on celebrity culture that is still in circulation today. He also dabbled in television, creating 2 shows, Andy Warhol's TV and Andy Warhol's 15 Minutes, both of which aired on MTV. These shows combined interviews, music performances, and Warhol's quirky sense of style, blending pop culture with his unique vision. 8. He wanted to open a restaurant for solo diners. Warhol's eccentricity extended beyond his art and fashion. It was a way of life. He enjoyed dining alone so much that he once expressed a desire to open a restaurant chain for people who preferred to eat by themselves. He had even come up with a name for his proposed restaurant, Andy Mat, the restaurant for the lonely person. Though the idea never came to fruition, it provides an insight into Warhol's love for solitude and his creative ambition that permeated every aspect of his life. 9. He employed a body double. Warhol was a man fascinated by repetition, and this manifested not just in his artwork but in his personal life as well. At the height of his fame, Warhol hired a body double who would attend public events on his behalf. Thanks to his distinctive look, silver hair, and dark sunglasses, the body double could easily pass for him in the right settings. This unusual choice is a perfect example of Warhol's flair for the dramatic and his desire to multiply his presence, both literally and figuratively. 10. A frequent visitor to Studio 54. In the late 1970s, Studio 54 in New York City was the place to be for the elite, and Andy Warhol was no exception. Warhol was a regular fixture at the legendary nightclub, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Liza Minnelli, Mick Jagger, Diana Ross, and many other celebrities. Studio 54's glamorous and decadent atmosphere perfectly matched Warhol's fascination with fame, glamour, and excess, making it the ideal spot for an artist whose work celebrated and critiqued celebrity culture. 11. He loved to record daily conversations. Warhol was obsessed with documenting life in all its forms. For years, he carried around a tape recorder, capturing nearly every conversation he had. These recordings became fodder for artistic projects, including his 1971 play Pork. Many of Warhol's works involved the mundane details of daily life, which he considered to be just as worthy of artistic attention as anything else. His obsession with documentation foreshadowed the current era of social media, where people constantly record and share moments from their everyday lives. 12. He volunteered at homeless shelters. Though Andy Warhol is often seen as a figure of excess and fame, he had a deeply compassionate side that many are unaware of. Raised in a devoutly religious household, Warhol carried some of his Christian values into adulthood. He frequently volunteered at homeless shelters across New York City, quietly dedicating time to helping those less fortunate. This charitable side is often overshadowed by his public persona, but it reveals the depth of Warhol's character and his willingness to give back. Andy Warhol's life and career were filled with contradictions, eccentricities, and groundbreaking achievements. From revolutionizing the art world with his pop art to pursuing varied passions like television and philanthropy, Warhol's impact on culture remains unparalleled. These 12 facts shed light on the lesser-known aspects of a man who continues to inspire and provoke curiosity more than 3 decades after his death. Thank you for diving into these 12 fascinating facts about the legendary Andy Warhol. His life and legacy are filled with creativity, contradiction, and cultural impact, making him one of the most intriguing figures in modern art. If you enjoyed learning more about Warhol, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into art and culture, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Feel free to share your thoughts on Warhol in the comments below. We'd love to hear your favorite facts or artwork.